Hello and welcome to another character introduction video where we learn more about a certain character and their hidden potential. We will talk about their skills, crystal strength passives, artifacts, and my very own personal pros and cons. Today's video will be featuring one of my favorite characters, Rydia, the Last Summoner. Rydia is a character from Final Fantasy IV. Later in her game, she turns into a magical DPS with black magic and summons. Her kit reflects this as she gets 1 black magic skill and 1 summon skill. She has the green crystal color and uses whips. Currently she is recruitable in the event Overcoming Sadness. If you miss this event, she will later become recruitable when her Lost chapter is released. Her 35 CP weapon Flame Whip and 35 CP armor Eidolon Tiara is exclusive to her. 2 copies of her 35 CP armor can be given after completing her events Part 3 and Part 4. Her 15 CP weapon Chain Whip will be given after completing her events Part 5. Rydia's first skill is Flare, which deals a 1-hit magical bravery attack at the potency of 120%, followed by an HP attack. She also grants herself a magic attack up buff at 10% for 3 turns. If you have her 15 CP weapon or passive equipped, the potency is further increased to 200%. The magic attack up buff is also increased to 40% for 5 turns. Rydia's second skill is Summon Leviathan, which deals a 1-hit AoE water magic bravery attack at the potency of 80%. She also grants the party a max bravery up buff at 10% for 3 turns. If you have her 35 CP weapon or passive equipped, the potency is increased to 120%. The max bravery up buff is also increased to 40% for 5 turns. She also grants the party a water enchant buff for 5 turns. This buff changes bravery attacks to the water element while increasing the damage of all water attacks. When using Summon Leviathan on a single enemy, potency is further increased to 180%. And finally, while Rydia is under the water enchant buff, her bravery attack is transformed into Bravery Attack Plus. Bravery Attack Plus is a 1-hit magic bravery attack with a potency of 150%. Next, let's talk about Rydia's crystal strength passives. Currently capping at level 50, I've listed the passives from highest recommended to the least recommended. Her level 50 passive is Survivor of Mist, which increases all of her stats by 10% if her HP is at max at the start of the last wave. This passive is similar to Terra and Sephiroth's level 50 passive. First, we have the Charge skills, which adds 1 ability use, and then the Mighty skills, which further increases damage by 10%. Since Rydia would want her buffs up at all times, next we have Buffed Attack and Speed buff, which increases the attack and speed while buffed. Break Brave Up increases max bravery after breaking an enemy for 1 turn at 10%. Bravery Break Bonus Up increases break bonus gained after breaking an enemy at 20%. For her artifacts, Rydia has Brave Guard Up, which raises defense power by 5 or 10% when bravery is over 50% of max bravery. Survivor of Mist boost increases the effects by 2 or 5%. Mighty Flare raises bravery damage dealt by 5 or 10%. And finally, Mighty Summon Leviathan raises bravery damage dealt by 5 or 10%. I will first recommend getting Survivor of Mist boost 2 stars, since this will increase her stats across the board. Next, being a magical DPS character, we have Attack plus 108, or alternatively you can get Mighty Summon Leviathan 2 stars or Mighty Flare 2 stars. Overall, there is a lot of good going for Rydia. For one, she is a fantastic magical DPS character with a lot of flexibility. She has both single target and AoE attacks, Brave and Bravery plus HP options, as well as both water and non-elemental options in case the enemy resists water. She can also provide herself a rare buff called Magic Attack Up that stacks with regular Attack Up buffs. Currently, only Ashe can provide this buff to the whole party. Rydia also has good party offensive buffing options with max bravery up and water enchant, allowing the party to deal much more damage. She wields the rare water element, but water isn't exactly a common weakness in most of the content. One option you have is to pair her up with Garnet, which inflicts a Imperil water debuff to deal even more water damage. Unfortunately, none of Rydia's buffs or skills are unique. This means that she will be power crept even faster. For example, Saz's buffs will override Rydia's max bravery buff. There's nothing that makes her stand out from the rest of the cast. And finally, Rydia has one of the worst timings to be released into the game. According to Square Enix, Awakening will be arriving very soon. This is essentially an upgrade to the Crystal passive levels, which increases stats and skills. Further mages will be stronger, and if following the JP timeline, Rydia is the last person to get an Awakening. Overall, Rydia is a great magical DPS character, but bad timing has really hit Rydia hard. She will be great for a couple of events before other mages like Terra and Vaughn gets their Awakening, but when they get their Awakening, she will be outclassed. Should you pull for Rydia? It's a tough choice. Unless you really like her as a character, I would say no. Awakening and EX weapons are just around the corner, and those are essential in keeping up with power creep. And that's the end of the character introduction for Rydia. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment below on your thoughts on Rydia and will you be pulling for her, and also subscribe for more content and future character introductions as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. I'm Adamil, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!